What's up, closers and entrepreneurs? Bryson Jones coming at you here. I thought I'd do a little Saturday training video for you here this morning. And I did a video yesterday for a pitch, right? Something that may stick in your head. And I thought I'd break that down into different terms, different processes, different words that you might identify in your sales process through the way that you've been trained so that you can maybe apply it a little bit more. Although it's pretty straightforward, try to keep everything that way. But nonetheless, here's what I have for you for a quick Saturday training, and I hope it brings some big value to you. Please share this, like this, share it with other salespeople who you think it will bring value to. The more I get, the more exposure I get. So here we go. The first thing, and the most important thing that we need to be able to do to get somebody to listen to us, to buy our products, is we need to be able to influence them, right? To influence means to change the way that somebody thinks about something, or just to change the way that somebody thinks in general, right? And so if you want to change the way that they think about your product or that they think about the solution, then you have to be able to influence them. If you haven't put yourself in a position where you have influence over them, then you're never going to close a deal, period, end of story, okay? So what do we need to do to influence them? Well, you need to get their attention, right? Attention, Warren Clough says, is buying power. The more attention I can get from you, the more probability I have to sell you or close you on what I have to offer you. So you've got to get their attention. Well, how do you get their attention? You establish a status or a posture for yourself, or you have somebody establish that status or posture for you, right? So status or posture means that you are not putting yourself on a pedestal, but that you are setting somehow the expectation or the idea that as far as the topic that you're talking about, or as far as your product, you're a level above them. You don't want them thinking they know more than you about what you're selling, period, end of story. So you have to establish yourself as the authority in your market, the authority in your product, the authority in the solution that they're looking for, right? So how do you do that? Well, you set expectations as to who you are, as to what you do, and as to what the process is going to be, right? Set expectations. You're able to set the expectation that you're going to come in and you're going to just blow their minds or teach them everything they could possibly know about solving their problem. Use your social proof, you use your credentials, whatever it may be. But you set expectations for who you are, what the process is going to look like, and what your intentions are, right? So if they know that your intention is to influence them as an end result, then there's not going to be any resistance when you go to do that. Well, in order to set expectations, they must first express an interest. Buying a lead, them attending your webinar, them buying your book, downloading a free piece of material, whatever it may be. But there's a lot of businesses that, are server-based or service-based businesses. So if they expressed an interest, if we go back to pitch, right? P means that if they expressed an interest, then that means they have a problem. If there's no interest or true interest, then there's no problem to solve. There's no problem to identify, and you get stopped in your tracks. Now, I would group these three into one part of your sales process, right? Identifying their problem, setting expectations for what you will do, the process you're going to go through, and what your intentions are at the end of that process, and being able to posture or status yourself that can take, depending on your industry and your products, a day, a week, multiple weeks, months, sometimes years, who knows, right? But those three things, I think, are grouped into one part of your sales process, right? If you can get these three things done, then now you have their attention. And if you have their attention, then you have the ability to influence it. Now, when those two things come about, you have to keep in mind that you've spent however much time already going through this process. So they're ready to give you their attention. They're ready to be influenced. Ultimately, they should be ready to buy. If not, you haven't done all this correctly, right? But when you do get to that point where you have their attention to be able to influence them, you literally have maybe 20 to 40 minutes to keep their attention and change the way that they think. If you don't do it in 20 to 40 minutes, they're going to start thinking of other things, doodling on their paper, you lose their attention, and ultimately, when you go to ask how they'd like to pay for it, they're going to come up with all these, fake excuses and objections just based on the fact that you lost their attention. If there's no problem, then there's no solution. If there's no solution, there's no posture. There's no posture, there's no influence. And if none of those things exist, the bottom line is there's no close. So if that breaks it down into terms that maybe help you more than the video I did yesterday, then I hope that helps you. Again, just wanted to hop on. Hopefully I could provide you some value here quickly on a Saturday morning. I'm about to head in and finish out the week with my guys strong, and I will see you guys soon. I appreciate any engagement, any attention, anything that you guys can do to help me, and if there's anything I can do to help you, let me know. If you are an organization who is new, who is setting up or having trouble with your sales processes, let me know, reach out to me, and we'll talk about what I could possibly do to help you. That's Tryson Jones. Again, remember, in order to play it hard, you got to work hard first. This is No Limit Consulting, and I'm out.